Hey everybody, welcome to Talking Habs, the home of Habs hockey, where everything is dedicated to the Habs and all things hockey. So this video is my review of the game yesterday between Montreal Canadiens and the Minnesota Wild in Minnesota. So to get more of these kind of videos on a daily basis, subscribe and ring the notifications bell, and that's right down there. And you can leave any comments in the comment section, which is down there as well. Okay, so Montreal was in Minnesota yesterday to take on the Wild. They were. Before I go into the full review, I just want to give some my thoughts on the game and about the team. So the Habs were on a second game of back-to-back, which I mean, it can't make it as a big excuse. But Minnesota was on 3 days rest. They hadn't played since Thursday here in Montreal, and they were at home, which gives them a boost. So it's hard enough to play 2 days in a row, which it is, but it's still not an excuse for losing, really. But it's even harder when the opponent has 3 days rest. And it's a team that you just beat their last game, and they desperately want revenge for that loss, which was 4 days earlier. So, not really to make it a big excuse, but you got to take that into account. Also, the Habs penalty kill needs to be more aggressive. They got to get more aggressive. If you notice when they're on a penalty kill, they just go right into the box formation. They're not really aggressively going after the point guys. That's what the other teams last year did to them on their power play. Our power play is much better this year, and they need to do that. With the modern day kind of power play, it's not the same as it used to be. The opposing team's gonna just gonna eat you up and spit you out when you're doing that. So they've got to find a way to be a little more creative and more aggressive on the penalty kill. The Tatar Danault Galley line is an elite NHL line. It's top 5 in the league. The Bergeron line in Boston and the McKinnon line in Colorado are in the same statistical class for Corsi as the Danault line. The stats prove it out, and you can tell when you see them that that's a top line. You can see how they just kind of suffocate the defense, and they scored all 3 goals yesterday, and it's the most dangerous line that we have. That's for sure. And as the game's like at the beginning, I kind of thought it was KK's line, but you can see that Danault's line is definitely taking charge. Petrie-Kulak pairing, looking more and more like the number one unit. Like I was saying in another video, that needs to be the number one defensive pairing, and it's looking like that's where they've gone. They're both top 5 on the team in Corsi, and since being paired again, the D seems to have settled down and found a groove. The coaches are allowing the D to pinch in and go to the net when needed. Reducing Weber's ice time will be a good thing and pay off at crunch time at the end of the season and into the playoffs if we make the playoffs. So it's looking good. Putting Kulak and Petrie back together, Kulak's definitely got to start to be considered a top 4 defenseman. Those are my thoughts. Into the game. Game starts out, they're back and forth. There's not too many chances or anything, kind of feeling each other out, I guess. And Minnesota's trying to be more aggressive and take the play more to the Canadiens. The Canadiens aren't really getting their game in place. Lehkonen takes a high sticking penalty that drew blood, so that's 4 minutes. Two power plays. So if there's a goal scored, they got another one right early. So what happens? 8:58, power play goal. Koivu fires from the point, and Zucker in the slot deflects it into the lower corner. Kincaid did not have a chance on that. Zucker is third from Koivu and Suter. Kincaid made 2 brilliant saves not too long after that with 2 pad saves, point blank in the crease. At 18:14, Kulak goes off for holding. I don't think anything happened with that. Habs not able to get their game going. Playing their game. They look a little tired after playing in St. Louis yesterday. Minnesota playing a high-energy, desperate game. 19 shots for Minnesota in the first period. So Kincaid was good. Definitely in the first period, and he made brilliant saves after. Kincaid, the difference so far. Montreal not able to sustain any pressure, getting badly outshot, and the 4-minute penalty really gave the Wild a boost. It really did. Shots on goal, 7 for Montreal, 19 for Minnesota. No power plays. Minnesota 1 for 3. Second period opens up with a Dumba interference penalty on Lehkonen. And at 2:50, so like less than a minute, a little over a minute later, good passing set up by Petrie, a Petrie point shot that leaves a huge rebound to Tatar with an open net, no mistake by Tatar. Petrie, a blast from the point. Dubnyk makes the save, but the rebound pops right out to Tatar on the left wing, and he's got an open net because Dubnyk is on the right side of the net, and he makes no mistake about it. So it's 1-1. Tatar is third from Petrie and Domi. 3:06 with 16 seconds later, Deneau breaking in at the left circle, shoots and gets his own rebound, and he banks it in off Dubnyk's skate. So he takes a shot, the puck comes back out to him, and he sort of goes around Dubnyk and banks it in off his skate. So Deneau is third from Byron. Not too long after that, a beautiful windmill save by Kincaid. A beauty of a save where he puts his glove out like that and his whole body kind of windmills around if you've never seen one before. That was on Zucker. On a Zucker shot to save a goal because that puck was going for the top corner, but a beautiful save. He's hot. He's hot in this game, even though they lost the game. Kincaid is hot. In 1947, Foligno scores into an open net after getting a loose puck at the right side of the net to tie it up. The net was open. I don't know if that was Kincaid's fault. I don't really fault him on the first three goals. I think on the fourth one, he could have stopped that. So it's Foligno is first from Kunin and Stahl. Let's see, shots on goal, 12 for Montreal, 9 for Minnesota. Montreal's 1 for 1 on the power play. Minnesota's 0 for 1. Third period rolls around. It's 3:24. Galley on the rush, fires from the right circle. It hits somebody and bounces off Deneau's skate into the net. So it bounces off his skate, but he's kind of going in and he's already like trying to stop, so he's on his side a little bit. And there's no doubt he didn't try to kick it in. It bounced off of him. So good. It's a good goal. It's Deneau's fourth from Gallagher, and that's Gallagher's 300th point. So Gallagher gets his 300th point in a Habs uniform. He's only played for the Habs. That's a great thing. So Gallagher was happy on that one. I thought it was unassisted, but they gave the assist to Gallagher. So, and it was a shot from Galley. Byron gets a holding call, and I thought that was a bad call. It started the Wild comeback because on that power play, if you can go look at it, that was a bad call. I really thought that was, and a lot of people did. At 8:38, so like 7 seconds later, it was boom, boom. Hunt fires a Dumba pass just inside the far post, and that goal too. I don't think he could have stopped that. Hunt is third from Dumba and Greenway. Right after that, Dumba takes a cross-checking penalty, but it gets killed off. At 12:54, Zucker feeds Parise with a hard pass to the left of Kincaid, and he redirects it over Kincaid. Parise is third from Zucker and Koivu. So I'm going to just change that. That third goal is the one that I think he could have saved. It's the fourth. He didn't have a chance on that one either. So it ends up 4-3 Wild. It was a tough loss for Montreal. They couldn't get their game established at all. They couldn't establish their game except for little tiny periods of the, moments, not for any length of time. They looked tired at times. I can't fault Kincaid here. He had no chance on the first two and the fourth goal, and it's debatable on the third one. But I think he slid over a little too much. He was sliding and the puck went that way, and he was sliding over it. And I think if he didn't slide as much, he would have caught it with his shoulder. So he could have had that one. He made some great saves, though, all through the game. So he's definitely... he had a good game. So I'll give you my 3 stars because he's one of them. And I don't think you think I'm wrong. Third star was Kincaid. I wanted to he was first star all the way through, but they lost. So I put him to third star, and he deserved it because he was really good. It wasn't his fault, I don't think. Second star, Petrie. Petrie had another strong game. That defensive pairing is amazing. I'm glad they put them back together. So Petrie gets the second star. And for me, first star was Phil Deneau. He centers the best line on the team, one of the best lines in the league, and he is a smothering offensive and defensive forward. He plays a great two-way game. He's really coming into his own. That's 4 goals in 8 games right now for Deneau. I just think he's having a great season, and he had a great game. Montreal, shots on goal. 33 for Montreal, 33 for Minnesota. Face-offs, percentage, 47% for Montreal, 53 for Minnesota. Montreal's been getting beat in percentage in the last few games. But they've won most of them, but they're getting beat. Power play, 1 for 2 Montreal, 2 for 5 for Minnesota. Hits, 14 for Montreal, 10 for Minnesota. Block shots, 13 for Montreal, 17 for Minnesota. Giveaways, 4 for Montreal, 7 for Minnesota. Takeaways, 3 for Montreal, 10 for Minnesota. Montreal's now 4-3-2 and 4th in the Atlantic still. 2-6-0 for Minnesota and 7th in the Central. Yeah, it was still a good game. I thought Montreal was going to win. I don't know if it was defensive breakdown, but I mean it was a good shot and goal for the winning goal. It wasn't Kincaid's fault. Maybe the team was tired. Anyways, excuses. They lost. Next game is in it's in Montreal against San Jose on Thursday, so they have a few days off, and I'll see you on that day. So thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe and ring the notifications bell down there, and any comments you might want to have or give in the comment section down below. And that's it. See you next game and next video. Go Habs, go! Bye, y'all.